All right, here we have a really bizarre story. This was written in a weekly newspaper, a monthly newspaper that used to come out from the city of Bereket. Bereket is here in Israel. Bereket, it's a Yemenite, Taimani, Jewish. There's a lot of Chabad there also. And they put out a thing. I don't think they put it out anymore, but it was this was years ago. A bizarre story. A woman got married. People know who this woman is. She got married and she didn't have any children for 10 years. This story must have happened, and this story must have happened about 50 years ago. And I read it 20 years ago, something. So the story is like this. She got married and she didn't have any children. You know, she and her husband didn't have any children. And they really wanted to have children. And they prayed, they did everything they could, and they didn't have children. And so they went by the Rebbe for dollars. She went by the Rebbe for dollars. I don't know if at the time they were connected to Chabad or not. But in any case, she went by the Rebbe for dollars, and she asked the Rebbe, I don't have any children. What can I do? So the Rebbe said to her, were you ever engaged to be married? And she said, yes, it was, long time ago, for a very short amount of time. Said, did you break off the engagement? She said, yes, I did. You know, it just wasn't relevant. Did you apologize to the man? She said, no, I didn't apologize. I didn't know you had to apologize. The Rebbe said, well, that's the reason you're not having any children. And you have to apologize. I'm just telling you what was written in this paper. She said, I didn't apologize. She said, well, that's why you don't have any children. You have to request forgiveness. So she said, well, how am I going to find them? This was 10 years ago. You know, it's such a long time ago, 10, 11 years ago. I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he is, you know. And he was a strange sort of a person anyway, you know, I don't. So the Rebbe told her to go to the train station, I think in Lud, not far, on such a day at such an hour, and then you'll find him. So she went to the train station. And so she went to the train station and she looked, you know, and sure enough, she saw this old sort of guy sitting on a bench. And she said to him, excuse me, is your name this? And he looked up and it was an old fellow. He said, yeah, that's me. He said, were you once engaged to a woman called this? She said, yeah. She said, listen, that's me. And I'm so sorry, you know, that I didn't apologize. And I really regret that I broke off. I just really felt it wasn't proper. And no one told me that I should request forgiveness. Do you forgive me? And he said, yes, I forgive you. It's no problem. I forgive you. So thank you. And the next year, she got the next year she became pregnant. She had children. And she told the story over to someone. And one person that was there that heard the story being told, he said, that fellow that you broke off the engagement, his name was this, his last name was this. Yeah, that's what his name was. Said, when did you see him? She said, I saw him. It was like, 15 years ago. He said, well, that man, he passed away 20 years ago. He passed away 20 years. He passed away before you saw him. How it was that he was there after the woman, he had already passed away, right? He wasn't there. Somehow or other, he was there and he gave her forgiveness. The Rebbe brought him back. He came back. Who knows what happened? But the story was there with all the names of the people that were written. So the point of the story is, I mean, miracle after miracle after miracle. But all these miracles happened, first of all, that the Rebbe knew what the cause of her barrenness was, and the Rebbe knew how to fix it up, and that this person apparently came from the dead, in order to bring her forgiveness. But the whole thing was in order to have children. That the importance of giving birth to children, the importance of people being in the world. And we're talking here about Jewish people, but the same is with all human beings. Every human being is made in the image of God. So we see, and the Rebbe somehow or other was orchestrating this whole entire thing, and he knew of the whole problem, and he knew of but the woman had the request from the Rebbe, and afterwards was big miracles. And so it is in every generation. There's big tzaddikim and big holy people like Elijah the prophet, and Moses, etc., that they can do amazing miracles, and God works through them. And that's what we need right now. Mashiach is going to be the person that he's going to do the biggest miracle of all and give birth to all the Jewish people. All the Jewish people are going to start acting like Jews. And then there's going to be the total, complete redemption. So tomorrow, God willing, we'll have a class. See you all tomorrow, Friday. Shalom Avracha, Moadim L'Simcha with Mashiach now.